guys. So don't you just love today's project? So these are just table setting cards for you know, for the holidays coming up. So of course we are using the product of the week, which is Pleasant Pheasant stamp set. We're going to use, out of here, we're going to use the Happy Thanksgiving and the little bucket full of gourds and pumpkins. So you're going to need a piece of 5x5 cardstock. This is Old Olive. You also will need a piece of scrap cardstock. This is crumb cake. This is where I'm going to do my stamping on. And we're going to use the third smallest circling framelit to cut out our stamped image. And then on this one here, it's crushed curry. And I use the 5th largest scalloped framelit to cut this one out. And then for our inks, we're going to use crumb cake and Versamark. And we also will do some embossing on this one with your silver emboss powder. So the first thing we're going to do is stamp out our basket of gourds and pumpkins with crumb cake ink. So now I'm just going to cut this out with the Big Shot. I'm just going to use my Stampin' Blends. You can use your Stampin' Right markers, whatever you want to color this. Just be aware that if you use your aqua painters or your blender pens, because it's crumb cake ink, the ink may bleed. So I'm using the blends. I'm going to use Pumpkin Pie Dark. I'm using light Mango Melody, and I'm using light Old Olive. And I'm just going to color in these fruits. And I'm using the smaller tip because the Stampin' Blends do bleed. So you just want to be careful. And I try, when I try to color close to the edge but not on the edge, because it bleeds into the edge. If you color right on the edge, then it's going to bleed over. So the next thing we're going to do is take our crushed curry scallop circle, and you're going to take your silver metallic thread, and we're going to wind this all the way around here. So I like to use the glue dots, and I'll just put a dot on the back here, and I'll just start winding this. I'm not sure how much of this thread it uses, but I just leave it on the spool, and then I'll just take my thread. And the most important part when you're starting is you want to find the dead center. So you want to just make sure you are in the complete middle. So once you have it in the center, and you can tell when it's in the center, you wind it around these little scallops. So the first one you go straight, and then you just start angling them. So you just want to go opposite sides. And you just want to do this all the way around. It goes pretty quick. Once you're all done and you have your last strand here, you're going to wind it over to the back, and if there's some glue available, stick it on that last glue dot, or just go ahead and get a new glue dot and put it down there. And then you just take your paper snips and just give it a trim. And then you just have that gorgeous silver twine around there. So super pretty. We're just going to go ahead and assemble this. It's really easy to do. Just going to fold this right in half. Just going to use my bone folder to give it a nice crisp edge here. So before we put all this together, we're going to take and do some stamping. So I'm going to use Versamark ink, and I'm using the Emboss Buddy, and I'm just going to rub the Emboss Buddy over the bottom. So you're going to take your Happy Thanksgiving stamp, and I'm just going to stamp it just on the bottom right hand corner here. I'm just going to pour that over the Happy Thanksgiving. And then you're just going to emboss that. And you're just going to take, and we're just going to assemble this card. I'm using some fast fuse. So you're going to go ahead, and if you don't have fast fuse, you want to use something strong because it's going on top of this. So I'm just going to anchor that down. And then on the back here, I'm going to use my fast fuse. Again, if you want to use your glue dots, tear and tape, and then I'm just going to glue it here. Wouldn't that be adorable for your table settings? I hope you guys enjoyed. So please subscribe below, ring the bell, and I also have a current newsletter that goes out with the most up-to-date information. So I would love for you to sign up for that. Thanks for watching.